Greetings, it's Nawasha and Mom Show, here to talk about change.
The Mighty Acoma House Initiative with the Change series, Back in the Car series. Take a ride with us. We talked about relationship alchemy in part 1. Part 2, we talked about resistance to change. Now we're going to talk about how to actually create change in part 3. How do we create it for those that understand and accept change and that want to make it happen?
And want it to last, right?
Right.
So the simplest definition of change is to make or become different. And that is where the secret and the power lies, because you really have to take action. A lot of times we wish or we dream or we hope that things will change, but we forget to really start that momentum in ourselves. So we're going to talk about a great way to get momentum and really give you a practical exercise. The key to it is you have to be able to create the big enough reason why things must change. So you cannot use a weak reason. You can't say, it would be nice if this would change, or I really hope that things get different in my relationship, or, with my daughter, with my husband, with my job. You can't have that because there's no real emotion and no more real power in that kind of thought. So you have to get leverage. And that's what Masha's going to lead you to.
Right. And I like what Nawasha always says and reminds me and us is that change is an action. And so, whenever you say change, there should be an action, a set of actions, a group of actions that go along with that. Because a lot of times we even indict each other and say, you need to change this or you need to change that. But then we don't assist with a group of actions, especially if it's something that we're looking to receive. If you know what you're looking to receive and you know your partner isn't doing it, then you're the best qualified to lead them into the change. So that's a footnote. And then also keep in mind that we talk about 6 human needs constantly in our firm, in our counseling work, in our consulting work. Change is synonymous with the human need of growth. It is to become and do more. And we see it most in the seasons. Even in the fall and winter, there is a growth process that's happening in the secrecy of the way nature is. So how do you get leverage to change? What is leverage? Leverage is the thing that makes you move something, or that keeps a force, an equal or greater force against an opposing force, to kind of make something practical or possible to do. So emotionally, how do you create change? You use the twin driving forces of pain and pleasure. Everything we do is out of our need to gain pleasure or out of our need to avoid pain. And so with change, what you have to do is make the whys, like Nawasha said. What you do is the car, but the gas to what you do is the why. So the what is the car, but the gas is the why. The why is the thing that makes it go. So why do you want to change? Here's a simple thing you could do to get leverage. Here's one simple thing. You could take a list and write down the change, and on one side, write down all the things, all the pain it will cost you if you don't make the change. Like, what will you lose? What will be different in your life? What things won't you get a chance to experience if you don't make this change? Then on the right side, you can write down all the things you will get, all the things you will gain, all the pleasure you will receive if the change happens. And then you want to take a few minutes daily and sit with those things and really not intellectually look at it and say, I will get this, but you want to practice modeling the emotions. So when you say an emotion like, it will be exciting to do this, then sit and model what excitement feels like. Because if you make association to the change and the emotion, you get emotional impact, and it's not just an intellect. Because our emotions drive us. And
this is something we have to practice as adults, is the scientific, creative imagination. So when you're young, one little spark of an idea, I see it with my youngest children all the time. If I say, we're jumping over hot lava, then we're really jumping over hot lava right now. But sometimes with adults, like Masho said, take that list and use all of your senses. Sit with yourself and then visualize what you're seeing about being excited. Imagine what you're hearing being excited. If you say, my husband and I, we need a better relationship, that's not really a good enough reason. I mean, better would be good. But if you say we need the most exciting, fulfilling relationship, and it has to look like this, sound like this, feel like this, smell like this, and you can really imagine yourself. If we were more free, we could take this trip, and this is what it would look like, this is what it would taste like, and really make that vision come to life. You have that strong enough emotional connection to the future. This is our mind's way of doing this type of time travel, and it can benefit you to go into the future and experience all of the joys of what you would have, and it can also benefit you to experience those pains in advance, but not for real. So if you go into the future 50 years and you say there's no way we could have lasted if we don't fix this problem, we got a divorce, we separated our house, our children have to visit us separately, all these other types of things that you might not want to do, when you really go through the same senses and experience all those things, you have the regret or the anger or the frustration or the pain in the future. But you can time travel back in time and make those corrections that you won't really have to experience that. But having known it, like a dream, will help you in the present. So that's what we want to help you do. And we can help you go through it individually if you want to contact us. And then, of course, you can guide yourself.
And you can use Akoma Day, the Sacred Science of Soul Meeting, and the Cultural Alternative to Valentine's Day, the guidebook, because there's an exercise in here. There's a couple of them, but one is called Your Story, where you past project your story. You presently look at your story, but then you write your story for the future. And for those of you that are very esoteric and know cultural history, that our people write our history first, and then we live it out. And that's what we're taught and believe from an ancient spiritual context. But change is real. It's in his book. It's in his video. It's in us. We get a change right now. So until we greet you again in the car series, we about to take a ride.
Neocoma.
We starting up the car. We ready to go. Come change with us. Hold tight.